Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the Zany Barode.
What up, coconuts? Happy Mother's Day.
And the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done a Mother's Day episode. It makes sense, but I guess we did kind of just all ditch our mother and our wives on Mother's Day to go do the podcast.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Emily, good luck with the crying baby I just left in the house.
I try not to celebrate Mother's Day as much anymore because I feel it's offensive to the people who don't have mothers.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you.
Yeah.
I thought it was just because you're kind of a lazy bum and a bad husband.
That's probably also a little part of it, yes. What kind of gift should we get for Mother's Day? I don't know. I don't care. Let's just get out of the store.
Yeah, there's too many holidays now with gifts involved.
Yes.
You know?
I'm not much of a giver.
Right. Are you a receiver?
I guess, but I feel I don't care if people forget my birthday or don't give me gifts, even at Christmas time. I don't know. I feel like once you get to a certain age, if there's something you want, you just get it.
Right.
When I was a kid, yes, your whole world revolves around Christmas and birthdays.
Well, that's
because
because
it's the only time and it's the only time you get things that you want.
Right.
But as an adult, I'm not offended if you don't give me a gift, and then I get mad if people get offended if I don't give them a gift.
Yeah.
Real talk here, boys.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's you used to wait all year so that you could get that one video game.
Sure.
And work it out. Matt and I would work it out together so that we would each get one game.
Or you save your money together and buy it
together.
together.
Yeah.
Right. Or forget to return something to pick your flick.
Pick your flick. That's a
or
back
Arrows
machine right there.
Well, Arrows we got lucky on because we rented a game, Spy vs. Spy. Remember that old game?
Yeah, on the NES.
Yeah, we rented that from Arrows, and we forgot to return it. And then it was a couple weeks. And then Arrows burned down, so we got to keep Spy vs. Spy.
Man, just think about all the people who had rented like good games when Arrows burned down.
Right, because it was all
like partying.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't computerized. It was all on paper.
Do you think it was arson? Like maybe the kids who had rented Super Mario Brothers 3
and just
like burned down the Arrows.
With too cool to return. What are our options here?
Yeah,
we don't have enough money to buy it. Let's burn down the building.
When you think about everything that was in Arrows, we got away with a pretty lame game. But
did you guys ever have Arrows Internet? That was, I think, one of our first internet providers was Arrows.
No, they were like you got AOL or you got Arrows.
Yeah,
yeah,
Arrows.
So no, we were Prodigy.
Oh yeah, we had Prodigy for a little while. Yep.
So. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Did you have a Commodore 64?
I lost you after picking your flick.
We did. We had a
hardball game or something.
We had a duck game that was really fun. We had to get the ducks to drop into the inner tubes properly.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it had a cassette tape to back up your hard drive. So, there's been nothing to talk about in the Orioles this week.
No, let's have memories turn back the clock, right?
Well, that's what Chris Davis is doing somehow.
Yeah, I feel like there was the Joe Flacco, is he elite? Which I hope continues on while he's in Denver. I hope people are asking that question.
Is he a elite quarterback?
Yeah, because the jury's still out. The jury's still out
Sure.
on if Joe Flacco is elite. So we're still going to ask that question until he retires. I feel like the new question though with the Orioles is Chris Davis back?
Right.
That's the way.
Did they
I feel
fix
like
Chris Davis
on Twitter, literally every time he hits a home run, you see is Chris Davis back. And I just saw it today on Twitter. I just logged on to twitter.com before coming and doing the show, and like I saw 10 tweets saying Chris Davis is back. Yeah. But I thought Chris Davis was back like a month ago. But whatever. It's a good time to ask: is Chris Davis back? That's like the new Joe Flacco. Is he?
It is. Well, it's going to take time to prove people. I bought in on Chris Davis's back pretty early.
He was 0-50, and Josh was like, Chris Davis is back.
As soon as he got that first hit.
No, I think I gave him three games or whatever once he started. But now he's batting over 300 since that first hit.
Yeah.
So by now, if you couldn't admit it at the beginning, you got to at least be waking up to it today.
Well, I like where it's at right now because it goes both ways. So we were just watching the game. This is Sunday we're recording. And Chris Davis, after he hit the home run, I think in the second or third at bat, 3 straight balls he took for strikes.
Right down the middle.
Strikeout. Yep. And so I said, is Chris Davis back after he took 3 balls for a strikeout? You get it? Because is he back to being terrible?
Right.
See what I did there?
Gotcha.
So the same question both works if he's hitting well or if he's striking out, which makes it a great question.
And all of the tweets that accompany when Chris Davis does something good come with the screenshot of him winking at the camera.
That or breaking the bat. He's got the two gifts that go around.
Well, isn't there the one of him? Is that where he's winking, where he's showing his muscles? Isn't there that one too?
Yeah, he's got the muscles
flexing.
too.
I see the flexing one.
Oh, my favorite one's when he runs out to the second base and scoops up Nate McLouth and runs him around the field.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Oh yeah, that is a great one.
That gif does not get as much traction.
No.
Because there's a lot of sadness for Oriole fans in that gif now.
Oh, I saw on a home run two days ago. I didn't see live this home run today, but 2 days ago when he hit his other home run, his most recent home run outside today, there was a little high five he did on the top step, a little fancy high five. Did you guys see this?
Was it with Villar?
That's what I was wondering who his partner was. I didn't get a good shot of his partner, but Chris Davis did some sort of high five.
That's good. That means
ceremony.
That means Chris Davis is starting to have fun again.
Right.
And we all know that Chris Davis at the end of last season was not having fun playing baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a big story of this season. I mean, given that there's not a lot of things to talk about with the Orioles, there's a few storylines that are interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The reemergence of Chris Davis as an actual good baseball player. And like we've talked about, since his offer, he's one of the best hitters on the team. And so the reemergence of Chris Davis, he was back in cleanup today, and I think he earned that. And so the reemergence of Chris Davis, I think, is an interesting storyline. And I don't know what it means as far as the Orioles going forward in their future. Like, does this speed up if he really is legitimately back and a good baseball player? Does this change the rebuilding process? Does it speed it up a little bit at all? Does it change what you do with Ryan Mountcastle? I mean, I think it's too early to kind of ask all these questions, and I don't know if it really makes a difference in the end. But it's good, whether it makes a difference or not. It's still good to see Chris Davis playing well, because everyone hated this. I didn't like to boo Chris Davis. I didn't enjoy booing him. I did it because I had to, because he was that bad. But I didn't enjoy it. I much prefer to cheer people, and so I'm enjoying cheering Chris Davis right now.
I still think, though, you raised that point. Do you speed up the rebuild just because Chris Davis is doing better? Like, you can't do anything based on whether Chris Davis is good or bad, just because of how much he fluctuates. Yeah. He might be spectacular the whole rest of 2019, but that doesn't mean he's going to come crashing right back down in 2020.
And again, how Chris Davis is really affecting one person himself. As I just broke my mic. I pulled a mat there. I hit the mic.
Yeah. He's using his hands while he's talking.
Right, but the real problem is the pitching staff. Today it's fun to watch the Orioles because John Means is pitching.
Cy Young candidate John Means.
If there's anyone else up there, I mean, we talked last week about how we saw Dylan Bundy and it was like the best game we've ever seen him pitch.
He came right back to earth yesterday.
And no, Dylan Bundy came back on Friday.
Yeah, Dylan Bundy is officially broke, right? He is like an injured. He's a broke toy.
He's the next Jake Arrieta, right?
Oh, I was going to say, I think Chris Tillman is a more apt comparison than Jake Arrieta.
So Chris, that's like straight out to the woodshed.
Yeah, like remember, because Chris Tillman used to throw hard and then like something happened, he no longer could pitch effectively.
Right.
Like Dylan Bundy at one time coming up was throwing like 97.
I know. But
now he can't. He's lucky if he hits 91. I mean, he's broken.
I think it's Jake Arrieta because even when Jake Arrieta was struggling, we'd see performances like we saw from Dylan Bundy last week where we'll say, oh, okay, Jake Arrieta figured it out. And then he'd crap to bed the next week. So I'm just wondering, but there's a point where the Orioles give up on Dylan Bundy, right?
But everyone said that Jake Arrieta always had good stuff. No one says Dylan Bundy right now has good stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
His stuff's not good. Jake Arrieta just couldn't put it together, but his stuff was always good.
True. Right. Arrieta had head problems.
Yeah, but again, I think I'm excited about the O's pitching staff.
Because of what's going on in the minors.
Because of what's going on out Delmarva.
Yes. Right. Delmarva's a ways out.
Yeah.
The 19-year-olds.
Yeah, the 19-year-olds are playing well. And that's, I mean, at this point, when you're rebuilding, it's almost more important that they're playing well over like Cashner, right? And I know Cashner is our second best pitcher after John Means. And I hope this means that we can trade him. I'm still not that optimistic.
Right.
I just look at like trading a starting pitcher like Andrew Cashner when a guy like Keuchel is still unsigned. Like, why would you trade for Andrew Cashner? We can just sign Dallas Keuchel. But whatever. We'll see if the Orioles are able to swing a deal there. But yeah, this team will never be good until we can get starting pitching. This is nothing new. And unless Bud Norris walked through the door and is an amazing starter again, we're going to have to grow these arms, do the Andy McPhail style, grow the arms by the bats. The bad news is, though, we've never been able to grow the arms in all of these years, right? Dylan Bundy is a perfect example of our inability to grow the arms. And
Sure.
we've seen this over and over. I mean, it's nothing new. We've seen this over and over and over again. And the Orioles will continue to be a very poor baseball team, an inconsistent baseball team, until we can figure out a scenario where we grow 3 good starting pitchers to be our top 3 in our rotation. Because we're not signing them. We're not going to sign a number 1 starter, so we have to grow him. And so far, I mean, we tried the signing with the Jimenez and the Cobb, right? That doesn't work. The only scenario to be a good team again is to grow a number 1, a number 2, and number 3 starter. You can fill in the 4 and 5 with whoever, but you got to be able to grow some really top arms.
Yeah, sure. If we had this team's crap, there's no great talent on this team. If this team had a decent rotation, they'd be winning games. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Tampa Bay Ray, right? Their thing.
Yeah.
We'll just keep on producing elite starting pitchers, and we'll fill in the rest. And that's what they do. They fill in the rest, but they produce a good defensive team and elite starting pitchers. And you can fill in the rest when you do that. But when you don't have the starting pitchers, you just can't fill in, as we're seeing here, right? You just can't fill in with a David Hess and a
Sure.
certainly Dylan Bundy's been terrible, and whoever else you want to throw in there. But John Means is starting today, and there's a lot of good stories on this team. I think there's a lot of good stories with the Orioles. Chris Davis is one we just talked about. John Means is another one. Mm-hmm. And another guy who had a home run today, Dwight Smith Jr. That's been another nice development.
He's been a really fun surprise this year.
Now leads the team in home runs with his 8th home run of the season. So he came out of nowhere, right? Picked up just on waivers from the Toronto Blue Jays. And he's played every single game, or not every single game, but he started off and you thought lefty, maybe they're going to platoon him. But then he started hitting lefties better than he even hit righties,
right.
And he just wouldn't stop hitting the ball. Now he's an everyday player, and he's earned that. So good for Dwight Smith Jr.
He's a fun guy to watch too. He looks like he's out there having fun,
which is what we want, especially when the team's going to be really bad. At least give us fun people to cheer for, because it can get tough, especially in the second half of the year.
Yeah, another guy who's played pretty well is Stevie Wilkerson. We just saw him miss a ball at the wall. He's playing center field, though he's not a center fielder. There's a gaping hole in our team. It's like it's obvious we don't have a center fielder, right? Stevie Wilkerson is a platoon infielder, corner outfielder, and right now he's playing center field for us. And he just misplayed a tough ball, but he misplayed it.
He didn't know where the wall was.
Yeah, he's no Mike Trout.
Well, yeah, he's not even a Cedric Mullins
or an Adam Jones
or
a guy that's going to get fast tracked,
or a Jackie Bradley Jr. who cost us the game with his game-saving home run catch, which was just incredible. How
about Trey Mancini though? First at bat of the very next game, crushing that ball and getting it clear past the fence.
And did you hear what he was shouting as he ran the bases?
No, was he really shouting something?
Catch that, yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Catch that, or you can't catch that
right.
one.
Speaking of players having fun while playing, there you go.
Yeah.
But it's got to be them trying to fast track Austin Hayes to get him up here to be a center fielder, right?
Well, it's really unfortunate.
He just came off of his injury, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Austin Hayes because the reason Stevie Wilkerson's playing center field is they legitimately don't have anyone better. I don't know if it's still true, but Joey Rickard passed the Chris Davis mark. I don't know. Right now is who has a better batting average, Joey Rickard or Chris Davis? Because once you pass Chris Davis in batting average, you either get cut or you get sat on the bench and you're not allowed to play anymore. That's just kind of the unwritten rule. The baseball has a lot of unwritten rules. One of the unwritten rules of the Orioles is if your batting average is below Chris Davis, you either get cut or ride the bench or get sent to the minors.
Right, that's why Richie Martin's not playing today.
Yeah, and that's why other players have been sent to the minors, like Cedric Mullins. So, and there's no other. We don't have a veteran center fielder in AAA just waiting to come. I mean, right now Cedric Mullins is your center fielder. What would be really interesting though, here's what I wonder about, because Austin Hayes is doing some rehab games before he joins. I think he's playing in Single A now before he joins the Orioles in AAA. Because Austin Hayes is with the AAA team. That's where he's assigned, to the AAA team.
Joey Rickard's got 196, it looks like, according to ESPN.
Okay.
So,
and Chris Davis
started today at
I thought the same one, 196.
At 196. Or no, he was at 191. His home run got him to 196, I think.
Okay.
But then he struck out.
Then he struck out, so he's probably around 191.
Yeah, Joey Rickard probably cheering that he struck out. But Cedric Mullins is center fielder right now in Norfolk, so when Austin Hayes is ready to go, who plays center field? Austin Hayes or Cedric Mullins? Everyday center fielder in Norfolk will be something interesting to watch, and might tell you, Josh, if they're fast tracking Austin Hayes, if he goes right and plays center field at Norfolk, that might say something. But
Maybe.
if
we've
he
also
goes
seen,
to
we've seen the Bowie to Baltimore jump many times.
yeah, but I'm saying if Austin Hayes plays at Norfolk,
Right?
who plays center field? Him or Cedric Mullins?
I don't know. You would think Austin Hayes, but I don't know since Cedric Mullins has played it in the majors.
Yeah, I think Cedric Mullins is a better center fielder from what I've seen, what I've heard. But Austin Hayes is better offensively and might be the future in center field. So be interesting to watch. But I mean, Austin Hayes, Josh, we've seen with this organization that they're slow to promote young players.
Yes.
And so I don't think Austin Hayes is getting promoted anytime soon. I don't think there's the fast track with Mike Elias.
Because there's no rush.
Because there's no rush.
Win-loss doesn't matter right now.
I think everyone's on the slow track.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
that
think
makes sense.
if Dan Duquette was the GM right now, I think Chance Sisco would be here. I think Cedric Mullins might still be here. I think DJ Stewart would be here. But Mike Elias puts everyone on the slow track. So I think Austin Hayes could be down there for the majority of the season.
Right, I guess so. Yeah, I mean.
Which means we have to watch Stevie Wilkerson, I guess, for the next, and Joey Rickard.
Yeah, until a guy like Mullins or someone like Mullins. If Mullins got improved in the minors, they'd bring him up because there's no
right. Like
he's already a major leaguer. He's been here long enough.
Yeah, Chance Sisco, they say is the catching skills, which don't get me started on that.
Right. Forget the fact that he's crushing home runs every day.
Yeah, it's like I feel some Oriole fans are like, hey, listen, if you had this Major League Baseball player who is a catcher who could hit a home run every single game and hit 162 home runs, but wasn't great defensively, do you want him on the team? And most Oriole fans are like, no, I don't want him on my team. You got to be great defensively. Shoot, if your guy hits home runs,
he makes up for it.
Yeah, you can make up for bad defense. I mean, we have Trey Mancini playing a corner outfield position,
it's the same
and no
team.
one cries about that.
Right. It's the same team that'll throw Trumbo into right field when he's healthy.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, a catcher's not an elite catcher. He's not as good as Pedro Severino, who can't hit for jack, so we don't want to call him up. Give me a break. I want to see Chance Sisco play in the majors. That's just me.
I agree. I want to see if it works. If he's got this good of a bat in the minors, I want to see if it can play in the majors.
Yeah. And
even
and again, I said this last week. I feel like, but if he's not good enough defensively now, when right? Because he was drafted as a catcher. He's been playing in the catcher. He's playing in the minors for like 5 years now. So if he hasn't developed into a decent catcher now, it's probably not going to happen. So what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Why is he still catching?
He's been down there as long as we've been doing this show.
Yeah, it's like if we sucked at podcasting all this time, we're not going to wake up tomorrow and be good at podcasting. Like it's probably not for us.
Yeah, but at the same time, that wouldn't stop us from doing the podcast.
Yeah, we would still do it. Yeah, that's true. But this isn't our careers here like it is for Chance Sisco.
No, that's why we started the show with no sponsors.
Well, and the June draft's coming up, and that also I think plays into it because if the Orioles do in fact take a catcher, Adley Rushman.
Then do you move Sisco?
Well, it raises questions, right? Because Adley Rushman could be a year or two away. And then what do you do with Sisco?
We love to take catchers and move them to first base.
Yeah, but that's Ryan Mountcastle's position, I thought.
Yeah.
We don't want to clog over the first base.
Right, then you got to look at third base.
Yeah, so then you wonder maybe if you want to showcase Chance Sisco, maybe he could be a trade guy. I don't know.
Right.
But who would trade for Chance Sisco who can't catch? I don't know. So a lot of interesting questions in the Orioles' future.
Yep.
But I like. I mean, the center fielder we talked about as a whole. But I like what I see in Dwight Smith Jr. So our corner outfield positions right now are good. Our infield, we still don't have a shortstop, which is concerning. Because Richie Martin, I don't know. I mean, that's another thing to watch, right?
Right. He's made some plays where you're like, oh, he's good defensively, but he can't.
But
hit the
he
ball.
can't go anywhere this whole season.
Right,
he's Rule 5.
Right, so he'll be on the team for this season unless they determine he's so bad he'll never hit the ball.
Right, which I think you can just ride him on the bench.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they decided that they could not let Drew Jackson ride the bench. And they sent him back, even though we thought he was going to be like this super utility guy.
And same with Pedro Arrojo, who only had to spend like a week.
right. He did.
But then they traded back for him.
Yeah, but he couldn't make it a week. You're right. So to say that they're just going to hide Richie Martin on the bench.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know about that. That's the old Oriole way, I think, not the new way.
Yeah.
Not sure if Ryan Flaherty would have made it through this new organization.
Well, if it was the old organization, Richie Martin would probably have stepped in a pothole by now and be in Norfolk and Sarasota somewhere.
Right.
Rehabbing or something.
Extended spring training.
The Santander route. But Richie Martin's going to be another one, too, because there's no shortstops in the organization.
Right.
The best shortstop prospect is Adam Hall, who's down there in Delmarva. He's our next and he's the only really shortstop prospect we have, is Adam Hall. So if Richie Martin can't do it, then we have a hole at shortstop that we need to address, because there's no one in AAA or AA or high single A. And Adam Hall is so far away that it's shortstop could be another kind of big question mark if Richie Martin can't play. Right. And the question, of course, with Richie Martin is his bat. Can his bat hold up? Last year at AAA, he hit over 300, so you thought maybe he could make the jump. But so far, the bat has not come around. So that's something to watch the next 3 quarters of the season. Can Richie Martin hit enough? He doesn't have to be great, right? You've seen bad hitting shortstops play.
Sure.
It just has to be good enough to bat 240 or 250 or something to keep a spot there.
Right. Last week we saw Anthony Santander. You mentioned him. We saw him come up
for one game.
One game.
Hit a dong.
Sent back
go
down.
Back down.
We've always seen him in the corner outfield. Does he have a possibility for center field?
I don't think he has the speed or the arm strength for
Gotcha.
center field. I'm no scout though, but that's
where's he at? Norfolk?
Yeah, he's at Norfolk. Yeah. DJ Stewart is another one. You thought maybe DJ Stewart could transition to center field. He seems to be sneaky fast with all his steals, but DJ Stewart, I guess, they feel is not ready either. Again, everyone's on the slow track. Steve Wilkerson is not a prospect. So if you're not a prospect, I think you can be fast-tracked a little bit more. But if you're a prospect, you're on the slow track.
Right.
So there's that. As far as the bullpen goes, in some respects, I'm more into this season than I was into last season. Because, last season you thought the Orioles would be good, and then when they started losing, you just get so depressed and you don't want to watch anymore. This, the Richie Martin, can he hit, intrigues me. Our bullpen, is Miguel Castro, he had a good outing the other day. Is Miguel Castro going to be good enough to keep? Are they going to be able to figure out Miguel Castro out? This stuff intrigues me. Michael Givens, is he going to be good enough to be traded? And what can you get back from Michael Givens? So I think Hanser Alberto, is he going to be a guy that's good enough to hit? I know he's can play a couple different positions, which is nice, but can he hit enough with enough power to be a major leaguer? No other scenario would Richie Martin be able to play in almost every game. Guys like Hanser Alberto become an almost everyday player. No other scenario except for when you're rebuilding. So it's kind of fun to see.
These guys have a unique opportunity.
Yeah, and they're not young guys, a lot of them, right? The perfect example is Dwight Smith Jr. is in his 26, I think he is, or 27. So here's an older guy who's just never really given a chance to play every day in the majors. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of fun to watch which guys kind of take hold of this opportunity, like Dwight Smith Jr.
But the only reason it's fun is because we came in with these zero expectations rebuilding.
Yes.
If you don't know all that, then I totally understand why you think, oh, the Orioles suck. They've sucked every year. They're never nothing to cheer for. Why's your phone's going crazy?
It's because Severino do you
have a Severino alarm over there?
That's what mine was doing.
Oh, no,
it was one of those things where I got the notification before I saw it happen on the television.
I just got a call from Camden.
Oh, yeah, that happens every once in a while because I don't pay for MLB.
Which reminds me, I have to get back to writing that script about the old man who can hear the play on the field before it actually happens.
Yeah, your story.
I shouldn't talk about that too much. Someone will steal it.
No, that's going to go.
The idea is gold, Bert. Yeah. Gold.
It's got to go from a story at the ballpark to a local movie theater,
or at least like a HBO miniseries.
Netflix, I believe
Netflix will
buy
the
money
it.
Is
Absolutely.
Now. Speaking of the internet, the Padres today. You know how the big thing on social media now is to be smart with your Twitter and to have a good social media expert running your Twitter handle,
making jokes and comebacks and stuff.
Get some attention from Twitter.
Right.
So the Padres thought they were being pretty cool today, pretty smart. They changed their Twitter handle to the Madres for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Got
Nice.
it? Following
Yeah.
it?
Sure.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Do you know what the problem is with that? The problem is with that is once you change your Twitter handle, your old Twitter handle becomes free for anyone to take.
Oh no.
So when they changed their name to the Madres, someone scooped up at Padres on Twitter.
Oh,
and,
for
and
real?
started tweeting out today at Padres. So
So they goofed where they actually changed their Twitter handle, but if it would have been cute, they could have kept it at Padres, but you just changed the name.
you changed the name. They
Right.
changed the Twitter handle. So some random guy is super smart and grabbed at Padres as soon as he saw
Sure. Or whoever's running the Padres social media probably got hired because they claim to be some social
that.
media
Right.
expert,
Oh, definitely.
and they dropped the ball. Because even I know better than
No,
that.
no. But the guy, whoever picked it up, smart guy, because he's going to either
To
get
sell it back.
He's going to get some cash from the Padres or something to get that back.
Or
Twitter's going to do some nefarious stuff where they just steal it from them and give it back to the Padres.
maybe the Padres just say, all right, screw it, we're the Madres now, and they change their uniforms and logos and
Go
everything.
all in.
Actually, here's what
I mean, it is 2019. Me too. There should be a team
Right.
called the Madres.
No, if I was the Padres, I would fire my social media director and hire the guy who picked up at Padres. Clearly, you are smarter than at Madres.
Yeah, that guy, he'll get a job. Yeah, I'm kind of offended
But I also
that there's a team called the Padres to begin with. I mean, how much?
Right, it's 2019.
Yeah, patriarchy. Give me a break.
Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I was going on Twitter.com and looking up Vegas Golden Birds at Vegas Golden Birds. If anyone has taken that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
So,
smart.
so I can have
Good call.
Vegas Golden Birds
Good call.
when the Orioles move.
At Golden Birds.
Hey, speaking of baseball stories,
That's usually what we talk about.
well, we talk about Orioles story, but Josh broadened out to baseball in general.
Sure.
Albert Pujols got his, I have a hard time saying it, 2000th
2000th.
RBI, thank you. And it was a home run. And a guy, a Tigers fan, caught the ball. And there was a bit of controversy over.
There always is. There's always.
However,
However it works out, whoever catches the ball for these big games is always a jerk and wants to screw with something, and they'll never just give the ball back to the player. Because it's probably, is it a random guy or is it a ball hawk?
I think he's just a random guy.
It's a random guy. First ball he's ever caught.
Ball hawks are different.
All right, I'm
beasts.
okay with it. If it's a random guy trying to screw with them, okay, maybe that guy sees it as a lottery ticket. The ball hawks trying to use it as a lottery ticket annoys me. I'll allow the random guy to be a jerk.
Yeah, and well, anyway, I'm all in this guy's corner
Same.
because if you're a freaking baseball fan,
Yeah.
there's no rule saying you catch the ball. And he wasn't trying to hold back for money.
Now in the
they
NFL,
offered him jerseys and stuff. He just wanted to give it to his brother. That's all I wanted to. And so the fan has the right
yes,
to keep a ball. It's a home run ball.
in the NFL, you do not have the right.
Well, to keep a football.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, but yeah, in baseball, you do have the right.
Yeah, and it's silly to me that baseball players think like it's their right to get the ball back.
It's
just
also-
to be assumed to get the ball back.
It's also silly to me to not give the ball back to the player.
Really?
If the player's giving you like a signed jersey, signed bat, signed balls,
No.
why do you need that 3,000th ball?
What's
No.
the significance of a 2000th RBI?
Yeah, that's silly.
That is
That's
kinda
to
silly.
me.
Well, it's kind of
It's
it's helping the Hall of Fame career.
Well, then he should have waited till he got a man on base and then hit a RBI single. Then he could have got that ball back. But he hits it at a home run. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, and if A-Rod like
Yes, but why is this guy keeping it?
He wanted to give it to his
Why is
son
this guy worth more? Why is the ball more valuable to this random guy than Pujols?
well, that's
because he
what I'm
bought a
saying.
ticket to the game and he supports Major League Baseball with his money.
And for him, it's just a baseball and a cool story, right? And that's
Yeah.
enough to have baseball and a cool story.
But
it
what
doesn't
it-
have to be tied to money and
But
tied
don't-
to
Couldn't I have
getting
that
jerseys
same
back.
cool story with a ball autographed by Pujols and say, "Hey, look, I got this ball, these season tickets, and this signed jersey because I happened to catch this cool ball."
I think
once."
the more in depth in that story you get, he felt bullied
Yes.
by the Major League
That
Baseball
was the
people
deal.
and
Okay.
threatened where
I
they
don't
said, if
like
you
that.
don't give it to us, we're not going to authenticate it,
And they never
it's going to be
did.
worthless. As soon as you walk out that door, that ball is worthless.
Yes.
And he's like, all right, well, then screw it. I'd rather have a worthless baseball than deal
All right,
with
yeah.
you buttholes.
If you're then I take the fans' side on that.
and I think that's what happened.
To bring the story
at
up to
least
date-
his side of the story.
To bring the story up to date, he did decided to get. He said he changed his mind, and he's either going to give it to Pujols or to the Hall of Fame. but he said his whole thing was he just wanted to sleep on it, and baseball kept on coming after him.
Sure.
And he said, "No, I just want to sleep on it." And that's where kind of this.
You know
this
what?
feedback
Yeah, it
comes.
would be
I
pressure if it's like instantly make a decision right now.
Yeah.
You have to tell us.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I take it all back. The guy says he considered it an honor to catch the ball, and tried to act all day with the honor, but that he was tired of being treated like garbage, like a garbage bag. So,
Yeah, that's the words he used, I think.
Yeah, it's the quote right here.
I can sympathize.
The
with
ball
that.
is right here on my coffee table.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, never mind. I take it all back. It's stupid. Major League Baseball does not know how to treat their fans.
Yeah, it's really baseball was being up strawberries here. Who said, "Oh, you don't want to get back to pool holes? We're not going to authenticate it for you like a little 5-year-old."
Yeah, that's crap.
Um,
And he should have said, "Screw it. You don't need to authenticate it. I got this videotape that will authenticate it. I'm on TV seeing me
Sure,
catch the
but
ball."
once he gets home, that could just be in a pile of other baseballs. You never know which one it was.
yeah, and so how the
Right.
story stands now is he said, "Okay, I want to give the ball to Cooperstown,"
Yeah, how do they know?
and
Right.
Cooperstown's like, "We don't even know if
Right.
they don't know if Cooperstown can even take it because it was never authenticated."
Right.
It's
'Cause he coulda
that's-
pulled a
that's
ball out of his
ridiculous.
closet.
That's
That's why I think
that's almost as bad as Orioles.
They
treat
need
their
they need
fans.
to authenticate it for free right there on the spot.
Yes.
Yep.
And then leave it to him to do something with it if
Yes.
he wanted
Yes,
to.
he's not required to give it to pool holes. That's
No.
it's
Is
so
that
silly to
something-
me. He's the fan. He caught the ball.
You
It's
think-
his ball.
You think we're going to start
Belongs to
seeing
him.
that on our tickets now when we go to games about how the
baseballs are
baseballs
You don't
are
reserve the
property
right-
of
yeah,
Major League
yeah,
Baseball?
yeah,
Yes.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
But yet
that's-
they'll still sell dozens and dozens of foul balls and batting practice balls
Oh yeah, yeah.
on
Every game.
Utah Street.
Yeah,
Right.
It's outrageous. And like I was just thinking about like what if I caught like a ball by Teixeira or a Rod
Or like Chris
Charity?
Davis's first hit.
No, Chris Davis. Like I want to give it back to him.
Oh, you mean an opponent?
But an opponent who I don't care about.
No.
Why am I going to give the ball back to you?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care.
Should have done it in your home ballpark.
Or
Jake.
And I'm not a big autograph guy. See, I'll give you autograph jersey. Like, what am I gonna do with an autograph A-Rod jersey? No, I don't want an autograph jersey.
What if you
And
just-
so I would just keep the ball just to mess with them.
What if you pull a Chris Sale and just destroy the ball first?
Yeah, like I might do that
You
because
know,
I
like,
I don't give a crap about the signatures about the.
Right, go O's on the ball and then hand
Yeah.
it back.
I'd be out there in center field with my box cutter and just cutting the seams
Right.
off of the ball.
Well, and as
Rip it open.
Toss it in the urinal for a little bit.
and when you get, I think the authentication talk is so dumb too. Like, just take a random ball and say this ball was the 2,000 RBI.
Right.
Because and Josh, you know this from those ball hawk jerks. Sorry, ball hawks, we love you, but you guys are jerks.
No, I don't know.
They always have another ball in their back pocket.
Right, sure.
So the second they catch it, they can switch it and say, "Oh, this was
Yeah.
the ball."
Right.
Authenticate it. Like you never can be 1,000% sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know,
They can
And
switch it real
it
fast.
could be like in a museum, like Babe Ruth's 500 home run or whatever, Hall of Fame behind glass. Okay, you look at it. Wow,
right.
that's the baseball. Okay, what's next?
Yeah,
it's like who cares?
It wasn't. And
Wow.
it wasn't the real baseball.
That little piece of leather and string made history.
Right.
Okay,
That's why the not authenticating it is
Now-
so silly. So silly.
Now I do have a pile of balls that I need to get authenticated.
Yes.
Like for like autographs. You have to get those. I need to get those authenticated so I can sell them. How do you get that authenticated? How do you get an autograph authenticated?
I think
You
it
guys
has
know?
to happen right
At the
when it
time?
occurs.
Do I need
Yeah,
a picture with the person or something?
even that.
Because I got this Hank Aaron ball. I'd love to just get rid
Yeah,
of.
right. No, you really do.
No, I really do. 'Cause
but
I
it's
got-
not authenticated.
No, I got a ball on the bat. They're not authenticated.
Uh.
I got them signed by Hank Aaron, but I didn't get them
Then
authenticated.
anybody that's willing to give you a lot of money for
Yeah.
it isn't going to give you a lot of money for
All right,
it,
so it's got to be an eBay sale.
or give you any money for it. It's not going to be.
Can't you just print me up a
Well, it's
little like
potentially
authenticated by Burt Rohde?
Yeah, I think those certificates even have their own authentication.
You would think there'd be some guy out there who's like an autograph expert who could authenticate
Well,
it for you.
I got to look into it. If
Yeah.
you're out there and you authenticate things, I got some balls you can look at.
Okay. Someone come over here and authenticate Josh balls. For
Those
him.
are authentic.
All right, Josh. I know you want to get into. I'll give you this opportunity to get on your soapbox
Oh boy.
to say a thing
Oh,
or
about
two
the-
about
about the Orioles frustrating
Yeah,
this week?
hop on your
Well,
soapbox.
because
Oh, boy.
I praised the Orioles last week
For,
because
which is the stupidest praise I've ever.
For
Whatever.
5-cent poncho.
5 cents ponchos.
I-
Orioles
oh.
are so generous.
you know what? I had to. I try to praise the Orioles when they do something for the fans, but I had an issue this week because we could not make the game on Friday. We all had commitments.
Not me, but okay.
Except for Matt, who just didn't respond to text messages.
I was willing to go to the game. I don't feel right, though, when there's 4 tickets, for Josh, Bert, and my dad, and I'm the only person who can go. I don't know if that's right to be the only person going and wasting, not wasting the tickets, but
if it were
it's
me,
for all of I didn't pay for the ticket, so I feel a little bad about it.
If I could have gone and you guys were the ones bailing and Josh offered me all 4 tickets, I would have said yes. I still want to go to the game.
I believe that if the 4 tickets were offered to you, it wasn't like you didn't have to jump.
Whatever.
In
I don't want to
say,
get back into this. I thought it was clear that
we're getting into it.
I thought it was clear that I wanted to take the tickets.
I side with Josh on this one, and that's not common.
Your story yesterday was that you didn't even know we offered you the tickets.
No, and I said I wanted to go and I wanted to take my family.
Bert was asleep in the corner and woke up to say, "I saw the message. You
Yeah,
were offered them."
No, but
this is a whole new story.
No, Josh, there was no. First of all, your offer was there was no question mark at the end of it, which implies that it wasn't a question at all. So there's that. But also, right before you made that statement, I said I was planning on going, like as in I wanted them. Saying I was planning on going was saying like I want the tickets.
Check the timestamps. How much time passed between when he offered you the 4
and, I said,
and when he's traded them in?
All right. Well, at 1:45, I sent Matt a message.
Okay, hold up. At the previous night, I said I was planning on going.
Right.
Okay. Then the next day, you say this.
So Josh had a night to sleep on it.
Right. So the night before, you said I was planning to go, or you want to trade them in, or I'll take the fam. So then I said I'm moving the Friday tickets to June 29th unless you want all 4 for tomorrow night, Matt.
And then, 5 minutes later, you said I moved them.
Yeah, because I totally missed your I'll take the fam.
Oh,
until I just read it.
Confession time.
So, but it all squares out because you also missed my message of trading them. And guess what? I didn't trade them for many, many more hours because the Orioles suck.
Oh, and this is where we get back to your grievance.
You used to be able to just swap them out on the website. You can't do that anymore. No big deal.
Yeah.
So then I talked to my rep, and he says he can swap them out for me. So I want to move them to June 29th because that's like my looks like the last game I can go to before moving to Florida.
Well, I can't go to that one, by the way.
Yeah, I know you got to go.
I got Hamilton tickets, baby.
Hamilton stuff. But so I go and I try to do that, and they say, okay, well you just have to pay us $28.
Ugh.
And I said, why? It's the Indians. And they said, well, it's a prime game. So
Indians made the playoffs last year.
So because it's a prime game, the Indians cost $7 more a ticket to watch over the Angels. And then I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And
everybody rather watch Mike Trout than watch the Indians. Right. Get out of here.
And then it turns out it's because it's floppy hat night. I didn't know that at the time. But your free hat is costing everyone that goes into that stadium $7. I guarantee it doesn't cost them $7 to make that hat.
They might as well make it a theme night.
And then I'll charge that. Then I looked into it more and found out that this $7.
I thought premium was for like Yankees, Red Sox, for good teams.
It's a way of milking their fans.
Has premiums always been giveaways? Have giveaways always been premiums?
No.
That sounds a little bit nefarious.
Because that's not really a giveaway. They've added the whole bonus tickets, or what do they call it?
Theme nights.
Theme nights. That's where you need an extra ticket.
Right.
So
that's been an interesting turn.
Right. So then I got an email and found out that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different price tags now for games. So to see the Angels is a classic game. That's not a value game. Value's the lowest. Classic is your standard normal pricing.
Who's value? Like the Royals?
There's 33 games under classic. There's only 7 games under value. So those were like when Oakland and Toronto came to town. Those are the only value games.
Toronto, interesting. Oakland, I could see, yeah.
Well, and it's like rough, and it's like very beginning of April and very end of September is value when no one wants to go.
Right.
There are select games, which is $7 more a ticket than classic. That's what the Cleveland game came on. But then I found out for bigger giveaways, like the shirts, like the jersey giveaway, or like Hawaiian shirt night, stuff like that. They also have a game called Select Games, which is even more money, Prime Games, which is even more, and then they've got a thing called Elite Games, which are the Saturday giveaway games. And I don't even have the price tag, but
that was probably yesterday for the League of Their Own game.
No, League of Their Own was not a
Prime
game. Let's see, Prime Games would be June 15th and June 29th, if you want to look up what they are. But I'm tired of the Orioles trying to play this off as they're giving free stuff away when really they're just charging you more than they should for to go to an Oriole game. And the Orioles suck. We want more people in the stadium, not less. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. And it's frustrating when I just want to go see an Indians game.
But so the Indians are in town that whole weekend, but only the whole weekend is upcharged, or just that one game because it's floppy hat?
Friday and Saturday is upcharged because Friday is floppy hat and Saturday is Maryland script jersey. So that one's an even higher premium level. So
Really?
Yeah, because
Because it's a Saturday giveaway.
Because it's the Maryland thing, and people go crazy with Maryland shirts. So
that is a popular one.
So
every year.
it's ridiculous that the Orioles are trying to get people into the ballpark, and the way they're going to do it is by charging more money.
Yeah.
When it's crap on the field.
Yeah, and which is yet another reason why right now the third from last in attendance, only Tampa Bay and Miami have worse attendance than the Orioles. And someone in the same division as the Indians, meanwhile, are doing something great. Their team is actually good, the Minnesota Twins, and they did this thing for all the home games in May where they offer a bunch of seats for $5. And it sold out immediately, and it made everyone feel good in Minnesota. It bumped up their attendance, so they jumped in their attendance standings.
There's plenty of room at Camden Yards to do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to screw with fans like this. We talked about it.
So that's two different approaches.
Right. And we talked last year about the approach of some teams doing the movie pass deal. Like
yeah,
the
that
Nats,
would be brilliant.
You could pay $30 and you could go to all the games for July.
Is anyone doing that? Any baseball teams doing
I don't
that?
know this year. I know the Nats and Cardinals, I think, did it last year. So I guarantee the Nats will do it again this year because they're crap.
Who is this at all? Does this at all go back to Mike Elias, or is this something separate completely apart from Mike
I think
Elias?
this is apart from Mike
I don't
Elias.
think he cares about ticket prices.
I think he's got too much on his.
Well, he's I've seen him a few times in attendance in the seats.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't go to the premium games. Maybe he just goes to the
It's out of his price range.
the classic games.
I bought tickets for the
nice
Margaritaville theme night on June 11th, and
Nice.
it was you had an option of a $27 ticket or a $41 ticket.
Yeah.
And that gets you into the pregame beach party or whatever out in the picnic area and a T-shirt. But I'm going to go with my wife. It's a Tuesday. It's a work night. But we're just going to go for the beach party and the live music and a T-shirt. And I'd be willing to bet we don't stay past the third inning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even look at where the seat was. Well, I'm definitely not going to buy the $41 seat when there's an option for a $27 seat.
Right.
And I could probably sit in the 41
Sit wherever you want.
section. Yeah, exactly.
Are you guys a fan of the theme nights?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like him. Sure.
I'm looking
Even
forward.
if they upcharge for those specific tickets,
Yeah.
Well,
as opposed to doing
yeah.
just a
average
general
Joe can
giveaway?
go to a theme night
Yeah.
and pay the regular ticket price, but they're not going to get access to the
Right.
private
Like,
party
we went-
area or
we
whatever.
Went Star Wars night, and that was cool to do
Yeah.
a theme thing.
But
we
isn't
we
it
didn't
just
get
a-
the Trey Mancini bobblehead. We
Right.
got the
And is-
BB-8 knit hat.
Yeah, isn't it just a matter of time before they used to do bobblehead giveaways, but we're getting to the time now where there's no more bobblehead giveaways unless you go to a special theme night.
Sure. Yeah,
Isn't
and
that
it's
a little bit
definitely heading
annoying?
that direction. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
isn't it a little bit annoying?
A little bit. Yeah.
It's very annoying, and it's why we're doing that at the yard at the Bay Sox for Father's Day.
Yes. Thank you for getting that in there.
I mean, hey,
Day at the Bay.
Is that why?
All right, guys, real talk.
Real talk.
I got an email from the Bay Sox this week
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, you guys went live a few weeks ago, and you don't have much of a group yet. What's going on?" I told him, I said, "Guys, it's Father's Day. It's a month away. It's over a month away. People just think it's really far away.
Yeah.
But 336ers, we need you to help us out. Get your tickets early. Mother's
Yeah.
Day is over now. You thought of Mom.
Yeah.
Now think of Dad.
Yeah.
Bring Dad out to see the kids play. $10.
If you're listening to this podcast right now, hit pause, get on your computer, buy your $10 ticket so it doesn't look so bad to the Bay Sox.
Yeah, there's no. And guess what? I'll tell you another hint. You don't have to hit pause. You can listen and go to
It's
baysox.com
true.
at the same time.
It's true.
Technology is amazing.
You can do more than one thing at once.
So I was looking up last year. The Cardinals, Marlins, and Brewers all had the Class Pass, which is like movie pass for ballparks. I can't figure out if anyone has it this year yet.
Yeah. It seems like a good idea.
They were all called it experimental last year.
I
So
mean,
it's something they started mid-season when their team sucked.
I guess you could say the Bowie Bay Sox are doing a Section 336 theme day on Father's Day.
We're not charging
Hey,
anymore
Josh,
for
and
it.
it's only $10.
Speaking of good deals, it said that any fan who has a ticket today is invited back for another game.
I saw people tweeting about that, asking for it. They actually
Well,
obliged
why are they doing that? Because of the weather?
I guess
because there's a 3-hour delay.
3-hour rain delay because they
Okay.
stuck it through.
Well, 3 hours they should do that. Well, no, I think it's more for the people who didn't stick it through.
Oh, see, I
who
think
wanted to trade
you should have to be able to prove that you were there the entire game to get the free ticket.
No, I'm sure it's for the other people.
But they
yeah,
made a
fine.
point. It's only for classic games. They made a point on there.
Which
Did they
there's-
really?
Yeah,
that means there's only 7
just classic
options or
games.
whatever.
No. Classic. There's 33 for the season.
oh.
It would be if it says what did I call the other one? Value games. Value games.
This
And
must have been a
four-
classic game.
Four
So.
of the 7 value games already passed. The last series in September with the Blue Jays is your next chance to get a value game.
It just seems like if you're the Orioles and your team sucks, you should be doing everything you can to get butts in the
Right.
seats.
I don't-
And it doesn't sound like they're doing that,
Why
which is a
doesn't-
bit frustrating.
$5 seats, $2 seats. Who cares if you get butts in the seats? Your players prefer
Throwback Sunday prices
You're-
or something.
it. You're selling food and drink. Who goes there and doesn't buy something?
Right.
Me,
your-
but
your
yeah, I
vendors will
understand the
want
rare. Yeah,
You buy a beer,
I'll buy a beer occasionally,
right?
but I bring my own
Your
PB&J.
vendors like it.
Yeah.
All right, and yes, I'll admit the Orioles allowing you to bring food in. That's great. That's good.
That's nice of
Glad they
them.
keep it. I will
Yeah.
always praise that because the Nats make you throw your water bottles out as you're going in the gate.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
So yeah, that's fine. But look at the stadium. It's empty. It's always empty. Do something about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't rip off the people who
Or
want to go to games.
at least show you're trying to do something about it.
Or if a season ticket holder wants to trade in games, realize that this season ticket holder is what you
A
want.
long time season ticket
and a
holder.
long time season ticket holder, so don't stick it to them for $28.
Yeah, that's silly. Silly.
They should be doing anything and everything to get butts in the seats because, like you said, take a group of 10 people, 9 out of the 10 are at least going to buy something while they're there,
Yeah.
even if it's just a soda.
And it makes you look better because you get bumped in the standings. Like you're not third to last in the standings down there with the Florida teams.
And
it
your
just makes everyone look. You look
Your
better
game-
on TV.
Right, your games look better on TV. The beer vendors are happy. I feel bad for
Baseball
the beer
players
vendors.
are happier.
Beer vendors aren't making much money with
No.
what's going on there.
Yeah, it's just better for everyone to get butts in the seats. So like, do it, or try to do it. All right, guys, let's get out of here.
It is Mother's Day.
It is Mother's Day. We need to go back and hang out with some moms.
Sure.
So let's go back and hang out with some moms. Let's get out.
I need to
here.
call my mom. I haven't even spoken to her today.
Oh my, you need to do that.
Yesterday was her birthday, though, so I took care of that.
Okay.
Now I need to call her 2 days in a row?
You
Come
gotta
on.
call her like
I don't know.
11:59 so you can get the wish her happy birthday and wait till it hits midnight and you can wish her Mother's Day.
She was trying to stick it to
You
me.
gotta stay on the phone while it's like crossing time zones.
Yeah.
I called her yesterday because it was her birthday, and she answers the phone FaceTiming from Walt Disney World, so it just made me mad, so I wanted to hang up because that's where I want to be.
Yeah. All right, boys and girls, thanks for listening. You can follow us on all the social media accounts, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Section 336. You can follow me on Twitter at Section 336. You can follow Bert on Twitter.
At Bert Brody.
And you can follow Josh on Twitter.
At Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.
Thank you for listening to the Section 336 podcast. Please go to iTunes and Facebook for all complaints or the occasional compliment. If I were you, I would not take any baseball advice from these guys. Josh and Matt were raised by an Orioles-obsessed father, and Bert fell in love with Don Mattingly. He has a thing for mustaches.